Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how to create this fall color grade in Lightroom. So let's get right to it. First I'm going to bump up my contrast a little bit to around +10. Next, I'll add a radial gradient mask around the subject. Invert the mask so it applies only on the outside of the subject. Now I'll decrease the contrast. I'll decrease it to about -40 so the subject stands out. Adjust this as needed. Let's enhance the details now. Increase the texture to about +2 and the clarity to about +5. Just add small changes without overdoing this. Now head to the HSL panel and bring down your greens and your yellow hue sliders. I'll pull them down to about -80 to give that signature fall vibe, but adjust them to your liking. It really depends on your image. Next, we'll add a few points on the tone curve and pull down the midtones. This helps balance the image out while keeping the highlights and shadows in check. Let's add a little bit of warmth to the highlights by introducing some orange in the color grading panel. Just a touch will do. You could use the balance slider to fine-tune the look. Don't forget you could toggle the effect on and off using the eyeball icon to see your progress. I always check off remove chromatic aberration for cleaner edges, especially in high contrast areas. Now move down to the calibration section. This is where the magic really happens. Play around with the red, green, and blue primary sliders until the colors feel just right for you. This can really elevate the overall tones of your image. Add a little noise reduction and sharpening to keep the image looking polished. Don't go overboard here, just enough to smooth out any grain and sharpen up those fine details. Let's head back to the tone curve. This time bring down the highlights and shadows slightly while increasing the lights and darks. This will give the image a more refined, balanced look. Now it's time for some final adjustments in the color mixer. Tweak the hue, saturation, and luminance as needed for your image. Remember, the goal is to make those fall colors look rich and vibrant. I'm adding a touch of dehaze at a +1 and slightly lowering the contrast since we already added some in the tone curve earlier. This will give the image a misty look without losing clarity. I'm bringing up the whites and the blacks by a +2 to enhance dynamic range just a little bit. Now I'll add another mask around the subject. Let's boost the texture, clarity, and dehaze a bit to really make the subject stand out. Follow that up with some sharpness. Once you're happy with the colors, it's time to straighten and crop the image. I like to make sure that the subject is centered and the composition is balanced. For a final touch, add a little bit of vignette to draw attention towards the subject and give the image a nice finished feel. Next, add a linear gradient mask at the bottom of the image, bring down the shadows and add a bit of texture and clarity. Then apply another linear gradient at the top and bring down the highlights and shadows for a balanced look. Now add a radial mask and tilt it sideways to align the direction of the sunlight. Adjust the clarity and temperature to warm the image and simulate that golden hour glow. I'm going back to the tone curve for one more final tweak. Just a small adjustment to ensure everything looks balanced. Lastly, I'll add one more mask at the bottom of the image and increase the texture and clarity. For the finishing touch, I'll add another mask over the entire image and increase the sharpness and noise reduction just a little bit. Now with these final adjustments, your image should have that beautiful fall look, full of warm tones and crisp details. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more Lightroom tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.